Now I got you. I couldn't talk to you going up the hill. Happy Sunday, everyone. Here's my thoughts from the trail bike today. I am about 15 miles in, so I'm a little over halfway, and I just want to give you guys some encouragement because it's beautiful out here. I actually got a little bit of a late start this morning because it was in the 50s. And it's a little cold to be on a bike. I got people out here riding their bike with their masks on. Also got people out here riding electric bikes, which is kind of cool. Cool looking bike. I don't have money for that. I'll just use the power of my legs. And I tell you, months ago when I started this, good morning, sir. All I could do was about 5 miles. And yeah, I'm not completely out of shape, but I ain't been on a bike in 30 years, so it's kind of weird. I was trying not to die. And then after a little while, I decided to start writing stuff down and actually seeing how far I've come. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to do that in our faith journey as well. So, first month was 144 miles. Morning. And then I was kind of impressed with that. It seemed like a long way. Morning. And in the second month, I did 188 miles, which I was even more impressed that I even accomplished that. And last month was 224 miles. So it takes some effort to get to that point. You got to chip away at it. But what I realized over writing these things down was that my sessions were longer. I was doing some with heavier speed. Morning. Others I would do for longer distance with high revs. Cadence was way up. It all evens out. Morning. So for 244 miles, that's a lot. I'm trying to talk. But if we're not writing our prayers down, if we're not journaling, if we can't look back, and even if you put it on a calendar and you put a quote down for the day, where you're at that day, it could be a word, it could be a sentence, that's all. I have some calendars at work. I can look back 5 years. I can tell you on a particular day where I was at, what I was praying for, what was bothering me. And I can look back and see that God worked those things out. Morning. And it's remarkable when you look back and you see how God works things through. He's always working. Even when we don't see it and feel it, we have to know it, that He's working behind the scenes. He's already ahead of us, paving the way. And writing those prayers down and writing your thoughts down and being able to look back on them, I mean, it's just really humbling. Even if you go back just a couple months, what was on your plate then? What's got you dragged down? And it's just amazing what you can see God doing around you, even in the people around you. And there may be some things that you're still praying for. And I want to share this morning. It's beautiful here in North Carolina. It's like all of a sudden the weather and the sun angle changes and things look different because it's September, It's not the dead of summer no more. There's a lot more people out here now because it's cooler. As I'm going down this path here, you look over and you see like big government, a big entity. Army Corps of Engineers, a big organization. Thought it was a good idea to bring kudzu in. Yeah, how'd that go? We got millions of acres covered in this stuff now. Morning. millions of acres, and there's no stopping it. I've got some on my property up here. I get the weed eater out. I get my loppers out, and I try to stay on top of it. But listen, you can't get rid of it. Yeah, you can get some goats if you want, but they'll also eat everything else. Really, the only way you can do that and get rid of it is to pull it out from the root. And that's very much like sin. You can't band-aid it. You can't just quit thinking about it. You can't even just stop doing it. You got to pull that thing out by the root. When people get out of jail, most of them don't have anywhere to go, right? We've learned this by serving in the community for many years, Carl and I. And people go back to where they were. And they say they're not going to go back. They're going to change. But if you go back to the same pattern, the same place, the same friends, same area, doing the same things, you'll end up in the same place. You got to pull it out. You got to cut it. And I look around at the moral fiber of this country. Other countries too, but this one more so because it has changed a lot in the last 10 years. You know, our kids, even all the way up until their 20s, are seeing in America change form right before our eyes. Gail, Dad, Uncle Jimmy, Mr. Kabbalah. What once was forbidden, or you just didn't go there, moral fiber that's grounded and rooted in God's Word, the mainstream, the most of us, would never even touch that. And now it's being challenged everywhere. Society as a whole is in a different place. It's in a different direction. And you add the media to it, there's an engine there. There's fuel for the fire. If you let one group of people do something and not the other, what was I saying? Where's the truth at? Why can't we report the truth? You have liberal media on one side, and the right wing's on the other. Where's the middle? That's where majority of America is. We just want to know the truth. What's really happening here? And I'll say that it all comes down to leadership and the lack thereof, especially now. But listen, we don't put our faith in the government. You know, if you've been listening to me any amount of time, uphill now. Less government's better. Do the couple of things that you do well and do those things well, and let people live. Give them an opportunity to work, to build something. Social Security is a good thing to have, as you worked your whole life for. It's poverty level. You're never going to get out of it. If you're on unemployment, it's supposed to be temporary to get you along, not permanent. Disability, I'm glad it's available for those that need it, but you're never going to get out of the poverty line. Everything that's big for the government becomes the $900 hammer. It's crazy. Psalm 25. That's my challenge for you this week. I want you to read that. I want you to think about your moral fiber this morning. And every time you open Psalm 25 this week, I want you to think about that. I want you to ask God, teach me something in this. Wherever you are today, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're facing, whatever your outlook looks like, whatever your perspective is, Psalm 25 it. That's our leadership. God's word is our leadership. When we can get back to that, we will steer the ship in its proper path again. If we continue to let the left have their way, the right have their say, and we don't come together in agreement in the middle, it's never going to work. As my little brother says, Kenny Chesney, live a little, love a lot. That's a good thing to base your life on. live a little, love a lot. Peace out, guys. Happy Sunday.